We're going. We're ready.
We're back, and hopefully this time everybody can hear everyone. So there was a terrible echo, it sounded like drum and bass. So let's just see if I'll pull the feed up again. Yay!
Well, they haven't spoken yet, so just...
Right,
Well,
yep. So apparently everything's working fine. So there we are. Great stuff. Right.
Lee's a bit loud, so just knock him down a bit.
Everything's fine. That one.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. That's it.
There we go. Right, we are back up and running. We've got some viewers coming in. Sophie, our technical director, has.
can you hear us both now, Callum?
Yes, I think everybody can hear us. There we go. There we go. Right. Let's get the links out properly this time. We didn't do one last week, Callum.
Spread the links and get people back in for us, please.
We will.
Just
Callum,
to rectify Jason's mistakes.
hang on a minute. It was a technical problem which I did not know how to solve. So, Callum, you didn't miss one last week. We do them every 2 weeks. We didn't do one. It was 4 weeks ago we did the last one, I believe. So you didn't miss one. Nobody missed anything. Kev's got to go out and get his dinner, so I'll come back later. Well, fair enough. Right, so let's just get this on Tweetface. Come join us in the comments. Right, there we go. Fradders is back, Kev's back, Callum's back. Everyone's back. Wonderful. Right, let me just get this out to the people that need to say. Callum, just saw one pop up uploaded on the 20th. Yeah, I don't know why that uploaded on the 20th, to be honest, because we did that one the week before.
Probably didn't get uploaded on time. Probably.
Well, no, when you end a stream, it automatically uploads to. I thought I did.
No, it has to be uploaded.
Well,
I think anyway.
Anyway, the important thing is we're all here.
Hey, Callum, if there was one, it must be. I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but it might be that that technology that it can make anyone look like it's you with voice activation.
Deep fakes.
Yeah, might have been deep fakes. Being infiltrated.
I shared the last link to group and it all failed. They're not going to let me share this again on Facebook. I'll not spam it.
Shared it, right.
Hello, Emma McDermott on FaceTube. How is everything? Cheers, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Cheers. What? And in the words of Lee,
what's everyone drinking?
Hey.
Evening, Emma. I am drinking water. Agua.
I thought you were drinking tea. Anyway, as we were, before we were rudely interrupted, we were talking about the Queen doing a job for 70 years. 70 years on the throne.
It's like you on your toilet.
I knew that was coming.
Every time I ring you, I'll text you, you're having a dump.
I'm
up from the Queen.
Are you doing anything for the Jubilee, Lee?
Jubilee, Lee? I'm doing nothing. Well, unless you have a street party on my street, but it's a bit spread apart, my street.
There's no one on your street. There's 2 houses and that's it.
Well, I know it's a bit spread apart, so I doubt it. I might bake some very English buns. I don't usually have buns, but I might make some cakes and have my own little tea party.
Fair enough. We've got a flag at work to put up. I changed the DGB, or Sophie changed the DGB logo. So Callum Fradley job. The Queen does a job. Being a queen. Callum, there's folk in the fenestration industry that struggle for 70 seconds. That is true. That is very true, Callum. Stickability is not our thing, is it? As a sector.
So we've got with us tonight then. Say hello. Don't be shy. Say hello on the chat, whether it's YouTube or Facebook.
Bloody hell. Callum's off to Legoland in Windsor next weekend.
I would agree with that, Callum. Very bad planning.
What are you doing, Callum? You're just asking for stress and trouble there, pal. Well, too late now. We've got to go.
Schoolboy amateur stuff.
McDermott's is on Corona because there was an offer at Sainsbury's.
Fair play.
Fradley, plenty of queens in Manchester. That is true. That is true.
Good evening, Mr. McDermott.
McDermott's, Emma and Steve have been here on these streams since the beginning. Since we were on Periscope and the Periscope parties.
Ain't no party like a Periscope party.
That is very true. In lockdown.
We need to get back to music quizzes. I think it might be short notice tonight, but I think next time we're going to get back into music.
Just gonna... Right, okay, that's fine. Well, I've got a joke for you, Lee.
I hope you're not pinching mine.
I don't know yet. I ain't told it.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with you doing jokes. This is a bit...
I actually don't know if we've told this one before, so I might just be repeating it.
But go on, we'll let you have a go.
How does a penguin build a house? He glues it together. Hey!
Thank you. You've just made mine sound better. I didn't think it was possible, but you've made mine sound better.
He glues it together. Hey, now then.
Tumbleweed. I started watching Joker last night, like his stand-up comedian set. A little bit, your joke.
Not wrong with my jokes. We sometimes get American viewers on here, and before we move on to the less serious stuff, I think we've all been shocked and appalled by what's happened in Texas this week at the school. So I'll just for any American viewers live watching or in the future, please, we feel for you at the minute because what's happened over there is just dire, just unbelievably sad. So you have our sympathy and thoughts to everybody who's affected in Texas. That was a shocking thing, and I hope things change. They won't, but I hope they do. Very sorry about that. Do you know what, Lee? It's been a quiet couple of weeks, I've got to say.
In the glazing industry.
Yeah, it's. We had the acquisition, so Window Widgets bought Profile, who were a laminating business, formed a group called the Q19 Group.
Yes.
Fradley on YouTube.
Well done, guys.
Igloozing the side of your hair. Well, I know. So I've shaved it for me. We had an acquisition. Did we manage to talk about... No, I think this happened after the last live stream. So, CMS in Scotland, big one in Scotland, have gone bust. Crystal have pre-packed and phoenixed, as far as I'm aware, which is perfectly normal in this industry. So, are we starting to see a bit of a breakdown in the marketplace now? Now things are not as busy as they used to be. Who knows? We're all getting 400 quid from Rishi Sunak. That's happened. That's pretty new.
£400 when they put the prices up another £800.
Yes.
Ideal.
So it's only half as bad. That is, in my opinion.
So we've actually got minus £400.
Well, it was going to be minus 800, so I suppose we should be thankful and grateful on our knees that we're only going to get half. It's only going to be half as bad. And that's, bear in mind, Lee, that's, assuming, fuel doesn't go up, food doesn't go up, clothes doesn't go up.
If I told you what I thought about this government,
we'd be banned.
We would. We would. So I'm not going to go into the politics tonight.
On a serious note, though, I mean, 400 quid's 400 quid. I think every household's entitled to that. And some households will get more. I think you get more for your pension as well. But the thing is, inflation's keeping going up. So like the 5p fuel duty cut in March, no one saw it because the price of oil kept going up. It didn't matter anyway. It totally eroded everything he gave.
Do you know what made me laugh this morning? I woke up and I don't watch news because I don't want to know all the hassle that they're causing us. So on my Twitter feed, Sky News popped up as something you might be interested in. Rishi Sunak says for the people who don't need the £400, donate it to charity like me. That's what you should do.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, when I'm a pound behind Rishi Sunak, I'll donate a lot more than £400.
Coming from a guy who's worth £740 million.
Astonishing. They just don't live in real world, do they?
Michael, I will order a new sign for next time. Michael's getting angry. He's put, for God's sake.
To be fair, you've had 2 weeks to sort that out.
Yeah, well, I've had more important shit to get on with, so...
Slack.
So... I've had heads to shave and windows to sell. So there we go. So
anyway,
yes,
to take away all the doom and gloom, because we don't want it all doom and gloom, the most important question of the week has got to be, who would win a race, a cow or a donkey? That's what I want to know. We'll have a poll.
Have you seen a cow run? They're quite fast. Have you seen a cow run? They're quite fast.
I've never seen a cow run.
They don't look graceful, but they're not slow.
I want to know how you've seen a cow run. What were you doing to make it run?
YouTube. YouTube. Fiona's watching on Facebook. Good evening, Fiona. Hope you're well.
Good evening, Fiona.
Oh God, Lee. I've just had a message on my phone. Our 9-week-old daughter has projectile pooped all over the sofa.
So,
oh dear.
So there you go. So that's a running theme tonight. I want an answer. While we're talking about serious glazing stuff, who would win a race?
Why has Lee got two tiny hands holding up his jumper?
The push irons.
Are they hands? It does look like they're hands. Lee,
bikes, the push irons.
Lee, the next thing I need to buy Lee is a proper desk.
Push irons.
Because otherwise, it's like this. We're both at the same level now.
Oh, that's right. McDermott Winders, big film release of the year. We'll come to that when we do the films and musicy stuff.
Yeah, Top Gun.
Top Gun.
I've seen people say really good things about it, but since we've had Rose, we've not been out to the cinema. There's loads of stuff we want to watch. We haven't even seen Doctor Strange 2 yet. I think we might have to wait for that. That's coming out to stream at the end of June, so we might just have to wait for that to come out streaming. We ain't going to get to watch Top Gun either, I don't think. Babies, man. They're disruptive, aren't they? They are disruptive.
They are.
You've had 3.
I have, and I learned my lesson. I tried to tell you.
I didn't listen, did I? Did not listen. So, other than acquisitions and buyouts and formations of new groups...
Let's throw it out. I tell you what, let's throw it out to the listeners tonight. What do you want to talk about? What glazing subject would you like us to discuss? It's open to the house.
Well, Emma on the cows versus Donkeys.
An answer from Emma.
Well, she says cows can be fierce little buggers.
But who would win a race, Emma?
I don't know. I've never seen a cow get fierce,
I'm sure a donkey could bite you, but I want to know who's fastest.
to be honest.
Oh, by the way, congratulations to the McDermotts on making they're in NFA finals.
They are indeed.
I
Best
think we've
use
got
of
a
video
few here
film.
actually who will be. Michael is.
Can I just say to anyone who's watching on here who's a finalist, half the tickets are now gone in the space of 2 weeks. So, I mean, we have a big room this year, much bigger than last year, but half the capacity is also filled.
I've done that on purpose, by the way.
Okay, why?
I'll be back. I will be back.
Okay,
As Arnold would say.
so I'll chelp on for 2 minutes. So yes, anyone who's watching on Facebook, anyone who's watching on YouTube now or after, if you are a finalist, you need to reserve your tickets now, basically, because in 2 or 3 weeks' time, at the rate that we're selling them, that entire room will be sold out. So if you're a finalist and you can't get tickets, you'd hate to win and not be there to pick it up, your trophies. So Dwayne's here. Long time no see. They do work together. Callum Williams, cows are horrible bastards. That's why I'm happy eating them.
Who said that?
Callum Williams on YouTube.
Yeah,
Callum's not mucking about with the vegans tonight. Yeah, like we're gonna win. Hey, Michael, don't be negative. Oh, no, Michael's come on and been rather negative and aggressive tonight. Michael,
come on, Michael. PMA.
You've won this once, Michael.
PMA, son.
Michael won. He won. He won Timber Alternative, I believe, a few years ago.
Yeah, he's had an award.
Yeah, don't be negative. Come on, that's not how you win stuff. Fire up your customer base. Come on. Let's crack on. So if you haven't got your tickets, you really do need to get your tickets, because there's a lot of companies in those shortlists. There's about 30 odd categories. There's some quite big names in there. Some of them have already bought full tables of 10. So when they're gone, they're gone. And we don't have any more room, do we, Lee?
350 is the max that room will take, and we will 100%.
Half's gone.
I think in less than the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Half's already gone.
Talking about the NFAs and how well they're going, what were the record? We had a record last year of votes, didn't we?
We had a hair over 22,000 votes. Lee told me a number a day or so ago, but have you got a new number today, Lee?
No, but the numbers as of Tuesday, which was 1 week and a day, 9,000 votes already.
9,000 in just over a week.
And I will say,
That's insane.
And I will warn people, we've taken 3,000 votes out.
We've got rules. Are you still there, Lee?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Yes, we've got rules, and we will stick to them. We see everybody who, Nicola now, not me, but it's Nicola now, but it gets seen who votes. Duplicates will be removed. But 9,000 plus legit votes as of Tuesday of this week. It'll be over 10,000 now. And we had 22,000 total cast last year. By thousands of people. Because remember, each person gets to vote in each category once. So it's thousands of people casting tens of thousands of votes. But we had so I'm assuming now 10,000 votes in now by the end of this week. So,
well, it was just short of 900 people with 9,000 votes. Like I said, we removed about 3,000, and I mean, look, we've got software checking it. We do check it personally. You're not going to squeeze anything past us. I'll tell you that.
The software even traces your IP address, so we can see you.
So we've had 12,000 votes if we wanted to count them, but we don't. So we've took them out.
Well,
Um,
I would see that's the beauty of our data, Lee. People can trust our data. But yeah, I would say so. Voting ends early October. At this rate, we'll be looking at 50,000 votes. Because you always get a chunk at the end as well. But this is the hard work. So again, I'm gonna be a bit sop here and talk about right. Oh dear. Hey, it wasn't my fault. So just had an update on Rose's sofa matter. I've got to say, since Callum, hope it can't trace search history. No, no, you're safe, pal. Just the voting patterns. You're safe for now. Although you might not want to comment too further than that. No, I've got to say, obviously, as people know, I handed the reins over to Lee and the team in January. I had to take a step back for various reasons, and I'm really, really proud of the entire team. Lee, Nicola, Hannah, Diane, Helen, Sarah. They're all doing fantastic work, and the NFAs is mainstream now. We're not just a niche little startup. It's mainstream. It's the biggest by participation. It's the most inclusive. The fact half the awards night for an event in 6 months' time, bearing in mind, is already half sold out already, and the tickets have only been live for less than 2 weeks. They're all doing a fantastic job. So well done, Lee. Well done, Nicola, Hannah, Diane, Soph, Sarah, Helen. You're all doing sterling work. Keep it up. Changing the industry, pal.
Thank
for the
you.
better.
Thank you. No, it's in us. To be fair, it's the voting of the glazing industry.
It's the participation. Without you, none of this happens. Duck is here. Good evening, everyone, he says. Sun is shining.
Duck, yeah.
Summer is on its way. Are you joking? Blowing a bloody gale out there, Ian. It's going to be 11 degrees on Sunday. 11 degrees? That's not summer. It's the end of May. 11 degrees. Telling you.
So I've got a subject in our industry now. What do we think over the next 6 months? We'll keep it short term. What's going to be the biggest trends in our industry? What products are going to be the trending products?
Trickle vents.
No, I don't mean that. I mean products that we can sell.
Yeah, trickle vents.
Come on. What are we going for?
I'm going to say pivot doors.
Pivot doors?
Pivot doors.
I'm going to go. I think the hottest one out of them all is still going to be the outdoor office rooms.
Hey, listen, if this shite summer weather continues like this, we're all going to need one to be in garden. It's not warm enough to be outside. But yes, you are right. Garden rooms being used as offices, entertainment spaces, games rooms. They are going to be very good sellers.
For both business, for both work and for pleasure. Because I think, although people, I think, will cut back on spending, I think the people who like to go out and have a bit of a party or a drink may start using them as own bars and little entertainment places, or even
a good point. It's
you
a
know
good
what I mean?
point. Yeah. I mean, listen, the cost of a pint's going up just like everything else. I mean, a decent night out somewhere in a decent town centre is going to set you back well over £100. And like Lee's just said there, if someone's got a decent garden room that they're using as a pub or a bar or like even a pool room or something, get friends round, get drinks round, get music on.
Little
gyms, yeah, as well, yeah. So we've got some more comments. Fradders thinks angled curtain wall screens. Yeah, okay, that's cool. That's quite niche. I like that. McDermott's, any good, realistic trickle vent options that manufacturers will use? We're not going to escape this. Michael says he's seen a few products are coming, but he can't talk about them.
Michael, you can't be a tease like that and then not tell us.
He is a tease, isn't he? He's a right big tease. He's come on in a right teasy mood, isn't he? Michael, to answer your earlier question, my sofa is material, it's not leather. So, fun.
Good evening to anyone I've missed anyway, by the way. Dwayne, I think I've seen you on there. Okay. What else have I missed?
Emma on Facebook says graph welds. The graph weld is a seamless, almost invisible weld. So instead of your V-groove weld that you typically see, a graph weld is ultra fine. Ultra fine. You can hardly see it at all. It looks fantastic. I agree with Emma. Graph welds will become more popular.
On that side?
Say that again, sorry?
Who are we promoting graph weld side?
I believe Hafner provide graph weld machinery. Off the top of my head, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure of it. I think so. Trickle Fradders. Trickle vents that play Beethoven's 7th Symphony. Now that would be a trickle vent, Fradders. Dwayne's got 20 plus angled curtain wall screens to do. That sounds like a lot of work. It's a good thing. Emma says Deco. So Deco must have some machinery to do the graph welds, which is good. Triple glazing Liam, surprised you didn't wheel that one out from the beginning.
Not in the next 6 months because it's summer. Well, when it gets to winter, we need that extra pain.
You're an extra pain.
When noise levels start going up from nuclear fallout.
Putin-proofed trickle vents. Do we have them? Is that a thing? Can we make that a thing?
Who else is on Facebook, did you say? Did you say Fiona's on Facebook?
I think Fiona's still watching. Emma's still watching. We've got 4 on Facebook. It's not telling me who, though.
If you're here, if you haven't said hello, say hello, everyone. It'd be nice to know who's here. Evening, Fiona, if you know.
Vitrine, by the way, just to do a blatant plug again. If you want to see their, well, I don't know what they're bringing yet, but they may bring an angled curtain wall screen to Fenex. That's where you'll be able to see them. So, Dwayne, seems like you're making so many, make another one, put it in storage, and then when it comes to April, wheel it out for Telford.
Yes, you will see Dwayne and Fradders and co at Telford.
You'll see even more now, won't you, Lee?
Yeah, we'll come to that in a bit.
We will. So, my Alexa's going off.
So yeah, so I think, my opinion is the top product of the next 6 months, and I may be wrong, but I think the top one will be garden rooms.
I don't think you'd be far wrong there, Paul. I still think pivot doors are going to make a breakthrough this year. I know Spitfire are launching a new pivot door range, but they've got their existing S700 pivot doors. I know Festa have got their pivot doors. Pernod. I've sold one. I've sold one a couple of weeks ago. I'm not saying they're cheap, they're not. So I sold a Spitfire one for 16,000, but it's absolutely ginormous. Are you laughing at that last comment?
Ducky's back.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think you were here for Jason's jokes. He's tried encroaching on my patch.
How does a penguin build its house? He
You are.
glues it together.
Okay, well, we'll rate the jokes. You can have yours. We'll rate them out of 10, both of them, later.
He glues it together. So Dwayne's saying the Cortizo pivot door. So Cortizo do a pivot. See, this is what I mean. There's more and more pivot doors coming into the market. They just look cool. There's something about a pivot door when it's 1,500, 2 meters wide. The one I sold was 1.8 meters wide. When you just see such a vast thing just turn. It just looks cool. I've sold it with fingerprint technology, LED lighting. It's the coolest door I've ever sold. Put it that way. So far. But pivot doors, I think, are going to make a breakthrough. You see them on all these, you know, those house tours I watched, Lee, just to remind myself what I can't afford. They've got all these pivot doors on these massive mansions, 20-foot high, 2 meter wide, massive. Yeah, I know they don't live in igloos, Fradders. I know. It's just a joke.
That's what I mean. His jokes don't even make sense, Fradders. You know what I mean?
Speaking of jokes, have you seen the bother Ricky Gervais has got himself into this week?
They're just jumping on every comedian lately because they can't. It's been doing that since he.
I'm going to say this isn't new.
I mean, different to what he usually does.
People know what Ricky Gervais is all about. He's been around for 20 years, hasn't he?
It's like this, right? Comedy is relevant to what anyone thinks is funny. Not everyone thinks everything's funny.
It's subjective.
It's subjective. If you don't like crudeness, you don't go and watch Chubby Brown, or you don't watch. Or
I
you
never liked him. I didn't like him at all.
If you don't like close to the bone stuff, you don't go and watch Jimmy Carr, or you don't go and watch.
Oh yeah, he's been in trouble and all, hasn't he?
You don't go and watch Ricky Gervais because you know what they're going to do, and that's their act, is to be controversial. It's like a blog. It's like your blog. You don't like controversy, don't go and read the blog because you're going to get some opinions.
Just scroll
if
on.
you want mainstream opinion, you read the press. It's like, just don't.
You couldn't be a comedian now. You couldn't be. I mean, I remember Lee Evans saying, because he retired from comedy, and he says one of the there were more than one reason. He said, but one of the reasons, he says, he was talking about how he didn't know what was safe to talk about anymore. And the thing is, comedy has also always been based around, let's face it, taking the piss out of people.
That's I like Fradders. Fradders is right. He prefers my factually correct jokes.
But, I mean, Ducky's saying snowflakes can't take a joke. I've got to be... Fradders, snowflakes live in igloos. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But, all right, I'll give you an example, right? I am not the tallest person in the world. And throughout my life, I have had short jokes sent my way, okay? Yeah, they've got on my nerves, and sometimes I don't like them. Should I be calling for the end of all jokes against short people? No.
Hello.
You are? Grow up.
Sorry.
It's right though, isn't it?
Of course it is. You've got to... Look,
like Lee's tall, and I'm sure Lee's had some jokes about being, what's the weather like? Some tall jokes. If we start saying you can't make jokes about any person of any character.
Oh, if I took offence at fat jokes, I think I'd be 6 feet under by now.
Well, this is what I mean. Peter Kay, for example, I watched a clip of Peter Kay weeks ago, and he was on the Alan Carr show. Do you remember it, Lee, where he runs around the studio like 8 times before he sits down? Have you seen that clip? And he makes a slight... I think it's at Alan Carr's expense, a slight gauge. Absolutely, totally innocent. And Alan Carr takes no offence to it. He laughs along with it and just gets on with it. If he did... And that was a few years ago. If he did that now... Peter Kay, I think he'd be ruined. But, I mean, if we're saying we can't make comedy based around people, I mean, what the hell are you going to talk about? I mean, I've watched some of that stuff Ricky Gervais did in his Netflix show, and the same with Jimmy Carr. Yes, it's close to bone, but as Lee said, that's what they do. They've been around for 20 years. It's not a surprise. Everybody knows what's coming. They know it's going to be close. I don't know. It just seems odd to me. I don't think you learn anything by cancelling people and stuff. I don't think you learn anything. You can't erase what's already been. So why not just, let's just learn from it and move on. But what do I know, Lee? I'm probably not allowed an opinion anymore because of who I am.
You don't know much about jokes.
No, I don't. Apparently not.
So pivot doors. We're reckoning pivot doors. Have we got from pivot doors to Ricky Gervais?
Because Fradders was criticising my infactual joke.
He's right though. So, garden rooms, pivot doors, trickle vents.
Smart locks, I think, as well this year.
Smart locks. I can't believe it's taken so long for smart locks to even be seriously considered. I worked in locksmithing industry for years, and the technology was not far off what it is now. Way back when.
I think
A company called TLJ, and they've probably been bought out since. Two young brothers who were set up by the dad, and they did fingerprint technology, and they did hotels all over the country. But residential wise, they just couldn't get it in anywhere. And I tell you what, it was some cracking hardware. It looked brilliant.
Do you know
Biometrics, they were into all sorts. There were but there were loads that never, that never come through.
Oh, Fradders disagrees here. He says smart locks are utter poo. Oh, sense. Oh, hold on. Sense locks. I don't know what you mean. Sense locks. Smart are good. Sense locks are utter poo. Do you know what I think the problem has been, Lee? I think there's a lot of the industry who, as we know, is reluctant to change so quickly. I think there's a large portion of British public, especially those over a certain age, who just won't entertain. The people. Oh, I've got my key. I like my key. Trust my key. The people who we sell smart locks to are a lot younger. So I used to.
Are you keeping an eye on Facebook comments, by the way?
Yeah, so Emma McDermott says the world is too soft. I agree. And then Deco apparently is going to have all the new machinery around in September to do all the windows fully seamless, including transoms and mullions. That is going to look marvellous. That really is going to look cool.
Isn't that similar to what Timberweld does for the SAT?
No. So Timberweld creates.
Explain the difference, because obviously I'm not in. My background's marketing, so I want to know the difference then.
So, for example, like Alan's company Timberweld, they create what's called a Timberweld Timberlook joint, where you've got a sash and outer frame butts up to each other. Because the whole point of Timberlook joints is to look like.
Oh, is that not the same idea to make it look seamless?
No.
Right. Okay.
No. So the graph weld, the seamless weld Emma's talking about, is a weld you can hardly see at all.
Right.
So it's barely there.
Yeah.
The Timberlook joint is a straight edge corner on a sash or an outer frame of a window that's designed to look like a traditional joinered timber window. Right,
so it just makes it look.
That's very visible, but it's not like the PVC V grooves that you see at 45 degrees. These are dead straight. So the graph weld, if you don't want to see a weld, you'd have a graph weld. If you want a weld that looks like a timber window, you'd have a timber weld. Window. So one you can see, one you can't see. Both look fantastic, by the way.
Cool.
So, Michael, I don't think smart locks are ready yet. They are close, but just not yet. It's a fair comment. I've seen there's one or two out there I would say are ready. Ultion's launched their new key. So the new key is someone I believe they've partnered with, and they've brought their product to the UK. Ultion's partnering with them, so I think they're working on getting that into it now. Callum is back on the welds. Works well on foils as it folds the folded profile in on itself. You're getting an education now, Lee. So, we need to get someone who does these graph welds at Fenex, don't we, Lee?
Yes, we do. Talking about, not Timberweld, but Alan at Masterframe, they've had their open day today.
They have.
So I know he'll probably not be on because he'll have had a busy day, and no doubt he'll be entertaining.
He'll be boozing and schmoozing as he should be.
But I hope when he watches this back, and I'm sure he will, I hope you've had a cracking day at your open day, Alan. I'm sure you and your many great customers will have.
Did you see their Jubilee painted sash window?
It looked pretty impressive, didn't it?
I've got to say, stuff in the. I know I'm biased, but we have a good flag for branding The Union Jack flag is a very good branding product. Most things look good in a Union Jack. Their timber, their sash window looked great in Union Jack. We've got a Union Jack up at work now. Ready. Lee's having a tea party. You'll have the kids next weekend, won't you?
Bake. I'm not a bun person, but I'll bake some little buns, seeing as it's Queen's birthday.
Michael, Ultian confused me with a new key. Why launch a new smart lock when that already have one? I think they're just trying to upgrade it, Michael. I think they've just spotted a better option and decided to move on with that one. That's what I assume is the case. They've just found something better. But no, yeah. So Ultian's old cylinder was better.
I think we're far enough along for me to say this again while you're talking. What's everyone drinking? Look at that.
Pint of vodka.
I'll be fresh as a daisy tomorrow.
I won't. So, Ultian's old cylinder. Was that the pre-WXM one you're talking about, Fredders, I think? I hope Ian's trying to start a war here. Buns or barm cakes?
We'll have none of that, but it's bread cakes, young man.
I was going to say, where's the barm? What's a barm? Mark's on Facebook. Beer and beer. No, that's Mark's answer.
Mark, as in Thermosil, Mark.
Yes.
Good evening, Mark. Hope you're well.
Emma, it's not a balm. Oh, God. What is wrong with people? Balm. Balm has no relation to the description of bread.
Barmy, as in you're mad. Barmy, you're barmy.
Absolutely. Balm cakes, end of. My God.
Balm.
This is bad.
What?
Cobb. Callum Williams with Cobb.
Callum, you're from Yorkshire. I know you've moved, mate, but come on, get a grip.
Thing is, Lee, as well, I've just thought at Fenix we're going to be outnumbered by Lancashire folk. They're all going to be on about these bloody balm cakes all the time. We're going to be outnumbered here.
I wonder if we could create some sort of fairground game, like about bread.
At Fenix?
There's got to be some sort of game that we can incorporate.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll let you come up with that one. Michael Hagan, I thought Graf top notch, top of the profile and the weld back. It's patented. He was agate is the best. He was agate is the best Lancashire saying. I have no idea what that means, Emma. He was agate. You have to explain that one to me. Meaning he was saying. Didn't have a bloody clue there, Emma. Sorry. Sarah's in on YouTube. What are you doing? Chip Balm.
Ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure that's a sacking offence, that, Lee.
Like, it's the same, isn't it, with Ginnell. Yeah. The Gennell.
Oh, no. This is getting silly now. No.
You walk down a Gennell, not a Ginnell.
How do you spell Gennell, how you say it? How do you spell it?
Doesn't matter how you spell it.
Tell me how you spell it.
Right.
Is it with a G?
Does it matter?
Well, yeah, it does for this argument. Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't, though, does it?
Look at his face. He knows it's G. He knows you spell it Ginnell. Ginnell. There's no soft G at the beginning of a word that begins with G. Ginnell. That's
pseudonym.
it.
How do you spell pseudonym?
Pseudonym with a P.
Right. Okay.
PSY.
Why is it not a pseudonym?
Because it's a silent P, but you don't have silent G's at the beginning of words.
You can have silent whatever you want. Dialect.
That's not a principle of the English language.
Dialect.
Dear me.
Admit it, it's Gennell.
Emma's saying it's a Ginnell. G. The G at the beginning of a word is always a hard G. Which, incidentally, is what you call a gangster, a hard G. Right.
Anyway, I've only had one.
No. Mark thinks he's found a loophole here, but he hasn't. Ginola is an Italian name. It's not an English name, so
Thank
it
you,
doesn't
Mark.
count.
That didn't take him long to be proved wrong, did it?
It's an Italian name, not an English one. So, there we go. We had Silent Jace at the start. There, we did. Yes, we did. Fradders is on fire tonight. We need Fradders on as a guest. Can we rope you on as a guest? Oh, Kenneth is Kenneth, right? Pops in.
Come on, Kenneth. See, it's been less than a minute and you've been proved wrong several times. Not that happens very often.
Kenneth pops in. Kenneth hasn't left a comment since Jesus time, and he comes in and proves me wrong.
You see, here we go. This is what I love about these podcasts, right?
Oh, God, I'm not doing well here. Mark's just said Ginola was French. That is true.
Right.
That's even worse. It's still not a justification, Mark. It's still not English. Hope he's gone again. Kenneth Muir, I appreciate you watching, but for God's sake, don't come on here after no comments for the since the dawn of time.
This is what I like. This is what I like about this podcast. We can have serious discussion about the glazing industry, politics, anything that's happening in the world, right? And then it can go off topic into something like words with a silent G or a soft G.
Dwayne, Jason, you've got Fradders hoodies on. I think you'll find, Dwayne, Fradders has got my hoodie on. Pal. But I appreciate the comment. Kenneth, me a perfect timing, I'm away again. No. Kenneth can't come on here, drop an hand grenade and then walk off again. No, he's got to stay for duration. Come on, Kenneth. All right, Mark.
What about words like, all right, doesn't begin with a G, but what about agent? Or is it agent?
It's not the beginning.
So?
Mark found another one, giraffe. Although I maintain it should be called giraffe. Oh, God, Jerry as well. Colour Seal's bloody mascot. Jerry the giraffe, spelt with a J. All right. I take it back.
So anyway, while we're on silliness, we haven't even had one vote for a cow or a donkey who would win a race.
Because this was more important. Finding out about silent G's.
We will also be rating our jokes later. It's mine against yours. So... Okay.
Is Sarah still watching with the bloody chip barms?
Nice to catch you, Kenneth. Always come back in and prove him wrong. You're more than welcome.
Oh dear me. Can I just say, Sarah, Lee? Obviously, I talk with Lee quite a lot. We'll talk about this a bit later, but Sarah is doing an absolutely fantastic job at Fennex. She's only been with us a few weeks, but she's settled right in and she's doing some sterling work. So, good on you, Sarah.
Cracking addition to
Proving
the team.
Once again, women are better than men in our industry in a lot of ways. There we go. That's all I wanted to say.
She's doing an absolutely sterling job, bless her.
She is. Fradders. Bloody hell, Fradders. Donkey would slap the cow with its face. Yeah.
Proper answers. Where at proper answers? Simple. Who would win the race?
Emma's saying cow on Facebook.
I'm going to say donkey.
No, cows run fast.
That's 1-1. Yeah, but have you ever seen a donkey when it kicks out? When it's angry, it moves quite quick.
Jason started strong on the joke front, Lee. You need to pull a good one out the bag.
Yeah, but he didn't know Ian, did he? Did you hear it? The igloo joke. It was pretty poor.
It was fantastic.
I'm quite confident I'm going to beat that.
Unbelievable, Jeff. Speaking of unbelievable, Jeff.
Oh, he's retired.
Cammy's left Sky. He's retired. He lives about 10 minutes from me. Does Cammy? I won't say where. But I know where he lives. But I do know where he lives. He
Okay.
lives 10 minutes from me. Yeah, he's got. He had a speech issue, didn't he?
Yeah.
Um,
Had some sort of brain disorder that is.
it's affected. I think he's having to have coaching to try and recover some of his speech. But he's had some of the funniest moments on Sky with football coverage.
Did I tell you I nearly played football with him at Masters 5-a-side?
Is this where Lee turns into Jay from In Between Us?
No. I used to, when I worked for insurance company, Neil Aspin worked for me. You know Neil Aspin, you've heard of Neil Aspin. He used to play for Leeds and Bradford. Well, Leeds fans will know him.
All right.
He was a defender back in day, an odd defender. Well, he worked for me, and he were putting together, the 5-a-side Masters that used to be on telly at G-Mates.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a keeper, and they asked me to come and play. And I was like, nah, you're all right. A, I'm not very good anymore. And B,
Anymore?
I'm not playing for Leeds.
Yeah, true. Hey, Leeds, very lucky to be staying up. Very lucky. Mark Hickok's been doing some research here.
Mark says cow. I'm not having that.
He's saying a cow can run at 25 miles an hour. It's a fast cow. Might be if they're running away from abattoir van. But 25 miles an hour for a cow.
So we've got 2 for a cow, me for a donkey.
I'm going for a cow as well.
3-1. I might actually have to prove this. I might actually have to film a race. One day.
Cows can stampede, says Emma. Mark's saying it's true. I think cow's going to win, pal. So there we go. Never let it not be said that on this live stream we never cover the serious issues. Fenestration soccer aid, says McDermott Winders.
I think we should do something like that. There has been charity football competitions.
But not for a while.
We filmed one for GM fundraising. We did it at Birmingham. But I bet Mick Clayton would be all over this at GQA if we tell him this idea.
There has not been a charity football tournament for years in our industry. Fradders.
Good one, Fradders.
Yeah. You'll have to see that in the comments. But yeah, no. I'd be up for that. Again, I'm no good, but I'd be up for it. We'd have to pick a charity. That's very kind of you, Sarah.
I'm sure we'd find a few. But
how many would you need? We'd probably need at least, I'd say, it's all golf. Yeah, I know, Callum, but not everybody likes golf. And the thing is, with a 5-a-side football team, plenty of people can get involved and have a bit of fun. They're only short games.
Mind, I tell you what, that GM fundraising, some people took it really serious.
Well, Mark's just saying there are too many injuries in football, 5-a-side, he says.
You are?
Mark Hickox is saying too many injuries in football, 5-a-side.
It were a bit naughty. They were nearly,
Well, yeah, because you've got a perfect chance for rivals to actually get a bit of shin into each other, aren't they?
Very competitive, I'll put it that way.
Well,
I mean, they were all handshakes after and stuff, but when they were playing, there were some tasty challenges.
It's a chance for rivals to just fucking, wreck his leg. McDermott's going to pretend to be Gary Neville. You might actually be better than Gary Neville. Can't stomach Gary Neville sometimes. Curling.
I'll tell you what I do want to do. I want a charity poker competition.
I don't know poker. You'd have to teach me.
It's not hard.
I'd rather do football, get some exercise in.
Everyone will want to break your legs. You're going to get proper, crushed. You'll be number one prime target.
I know.
Take him out at knee height. Dangerous game, that for you.
I know, there's probably some people out there going, I'm going to break his legs. I'll have to get special insurance or something. I don't know.
Even I might have a flying tackle at you just for laugh.
Yeah, you would. Emma on Facebook says, oh bloody hell, Emma. I don't know poker either, but can definitely handle a ball or two.
Do you know what I think we should do, right?
Cheeky.
There's two things that our industry seem to like. One's
Drinking.
golf and one's drinking, right? And for those who don't like golf, we can sort that because we can play pub golf.
No, foot golf. Football golf.
No, that doesn't involve drinking.
Yeah, of course you can drink doing football golf. Mark's saying go-karting. That's
golf.
fine, so long as you haven't got a bad back. I, by the way, suit go-karting very well. Last time I went go-karting, we were on my mate's stag do. And as you know, I am quite short. All of my mates are 6 foot odd and weigh twice as much as I do. So me in a go-kart versus them in a go-kart. Guess who won every race? Half the weight, twice the speed. Ghetto golf is a good laugh. What is ghetto golf? I like... Yeah, I don't mind foot golf. I don't mind foot golf. Golf. I'm going to go... The Glazerite have got a golf day. I'm going to go to that. I'm just going to sit there drinking, though. I'm not just going to play golf. Lee, you still there?
Yeah, be back in a minute.
All right, no worries. Fradders, same bloke goes to the vet, tells the lass his cat's poorly. Lass said, "Is it a Tom?" Bloke says, "Nay, I brought it with me." Yes, Fradders. Callum, that's because you're the height of Mario. Piss off, Callum. You can go off people, you know. I won't mind go-karting, but I have got an advantage. But no, we'll try and organise something. I think if we try and organise something in and around the show, because I think any trade show should have a charitable cause. There's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of companies. Great opportunity to raise some money for a good cause. Obviously, the industry's already got some well-known names in GM fundraising, for example. But you've got mental health charities as well, which are becoming an important part of the fabric of the sector. We in Mind Kelly Matters, for example. Then you've got the Lighthouse mental health charity, which I know QANW have backed this year. So we'll have a chat. I know Lee. I know we'll spit some ideas. I know the rest of the team will help put some ideas together. But there's definitely the scope to do all sorts here, I think. So
we'll have a 2 or 3 little jolly ups. I think we'll call them Fenix Tweet and Meets or whatever. We'll have a like we used to, where we get together and we'll maybe have a bit of a whatever we choose, go karting or pub golf or foot golf or whatever it is. We'll do something, then go to pubs after and have a bit of a meet up. I'm sure we can do that.
Flipping heck, Mark wants to go in serious here. 3 sisters, 3-hour endurance race, 4 per team. Flipping heck. Maybe not that long. Go karting would be cool though. You got to remember, Lee, when we started the NFAs at the beginning and the first winners events we used to have at Ulton Park, they were really popular. They went down really well.
They were.
Something to think about there. So, do you want to make some announcements, Lee, at this time? It's 8:45.
Yeah, why not? Go on, I'll let you do it.
Okay.
To be thanking our Sarah for
Sarah,
all the hard work, really.
Continuing her sterling work. So you might have seen on social networks earlier on today that amongst the others that we've already got on the floor plan, but Bison Trade Frames have confirmed and are on the floor plan for Fenix in 23. So a massive welcome to Bison. They're already getting excited about all the new products that they're going to have on display, new innovation, new products, new ideas. And then half an hour after that, we announced 23 Doors, which is a brand new door company based, I believe, in Manchester. Is that right, Lee? I think. Yes, I think they're in Manchester. Sarah will put me right if I've got that right. But again, a brand new company.
Cheshire way, Manchester way. I'm not sure that Sarah will put us right on that.
Headed up by Ailey Hudson. But again, another fantastic door company. Already
Ailey Hudson and Peter Colcliffe.
That's right. But again,
well-known figures.
They're already getting excited about all the new doors, all the new products that they're going to have on display. But welcome to both of you. Welcome to the growing gang. There is more to come, by the way. But you will find out in due time. So, welcome aboard, Bison. Welcome aboard 23 Doors. It's going to be fun.
Big things to come with NX, including the app that's launching soon.
Yes.
The app and software.
Game changing.
Get their own pages and all their info, and all the visitors will be pre-regging on.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yep, totally
Lots
different.
To tell you about, but we'll keep that up our sleeve for now.
Yep. So what you're going to find now is there's likely to be announcements every week now. New innovations, new ideas. But it's great and it's good for the sector. I remember 2023. You know the industry's in a different place than what it was last year now. So there's going to be a need to find new business, new products, new innovation. And come April 23, there's going to be a lot of new products out there ready to look at. Which, if you're an installer, that's what it's all about. So welcome Bison and welcome 23 Doors. Welcome to the gang.
You're on board. Well done.
So and well done Sarah as well for the hard work. Done really well.
Absolutely.
So
but yeah, so that's all good. What else is happening in glazing world at the minute then? What else is going on?
Price increases still happening.
We're still getting them still.
Yeah. Mate,
is it going to stop or are they just going to carry on for a while?
Look, prices never ever go down in any meaningful way. So, just to give you some context, so a customer came to me a couple of weeks ago. I originally quoted her a composite door. Nothing amazing, half glazed, black on white slab, okay-ish glass design, standard chrome handles. They were just under 1,400 quid. I repriced it. She's gone ahead with it. But it went up £600 in 2 years. Wow. That's a 40% increase. £600. That just gives you some idea, some context as to the pace of inflation over the last 2 years. Prices won't...
Good to see that she accepted the quote, though, so people are understanding.
The people are understanding. Look, unless you've been living under a rock, everybody knows everything's going up. So it's not as if we're shocking them when a price goes up. I mean, as for prices and where they go, whether they come down, they won't come down. Even if manufacturers get a slight reduction at their end, it won't make much of a difference. And people are saying, well, when inflation slows down, prices will come down. No, that's wrong. And this is the important thing to know about inflation. Inflation is the rate of, or the pace of change. So at the moment, inflation's at 9%, probably going to go up to 10, 11, 12% in the next few months. If inflation drops to 4%, say middle of next year, that doesn't mean prices come down. It just means the pace of price rises has slowed. The only way you get prices come down is you get deflation, which you rarely get. So that is something to bear in mind. So when you start to see inflation come down at some point, that doesn't mean prices will come down. It just means the pace of price increases slows. So
Mark's saying Dock L triple glazing, Def of Valley Spacer Bar jump first. Are you charging that much more to feed your growing family? He's probably doing it to fund his need for man bun man bun
No,
little.
I don't mind saying. So, the labour cost was we worked out as a percentage. Kev, the pace slows. I'm from Bradford. That's my accent.
Hey, up, Kev's back. Look,
He's he's caught his dinner. That took a long time. He must have caught his dinner. Never mind went to collect it. So I think Labour made up a 12th. No. Hold on. Yeah, a 12th of the increase. Material cost was 80% of the increase. 80%. That material, that's just, yeah. Our products are cheaper now than 20 years ago. I mean, should they be? I mean, it's good that they are, I suppose, but I mean, is that the right thing? See, I've long argued for years that our products needed to be sold at a higher price point. But the idea was a slow, gradual pegging up of the price. Not 40% in 2 years. That's too fast.
Somewhere in the middle where everyone can make some money.
Yeah, like 5% a year for a few continuous years. Not 40% in 2 years, or more in some cases. Callum Williams, are there any meaningful savings to be made rather than raising prices? How could savings be made without compromise, such as efficiency? Cutting the deadwood. I mean, Callum's right. I mean, I did write about this, I think, beginning of this year. Against a backdrop of rising prices, companies still they will have to pass on to maintain profitability, pass on material price increases. But Callum makes the same point I talked about. Companies are going to have to find some way to become more efficient, cut out the deadwood, as he says, to maintain margin more. Thai chicken, it was already tied, says Kev. Fradders says death of spaces by end of 23. Vacuum. If you're a spacer bar company, you might disagree with that one. Vacuum insulated glazing.
Keep an eye on Facebook, Jess, because I haven't got it open today.
No, I think everyone's migrated to YouTube. The last comment we've got is from Ian Short's literally just come on now on Facebook. Good evening, Ian Short. How are you?
Mr. Short.
Ian was Dwayne.
Royal Garden Party this week.
Ian was invited for his charity work with Catch to the Royal Garden Party at Buckingham Palace.
I tell you what, the work that... I mean, obviously, I think he's one of the main people involved up there now. I know he's one of the big advocates of it. The work that they've done for that charity. I've been a couple of times, and I tell you what, absolutely, never seen anything like it. And, as a community charity, they do everything. They help all kids. They do everything. It's amazing.
Yep. Yeah, it's... if you go onto Facebook or LinkedIn, if you follow him, you'll see some of his pictures, all suited and booted. Had great weather, great turnout. But no, well done, Ian. Sterling work. Emma on Facebook, I spoke to a well-known roof fabricator and they can't keep up with price increases from their suppliers and putting that on their customers, therefore massively affecting profitability. This is going to be the difficulty now. So as demand starts to slow, but price increases keep on coming, that squeeze on profitability is going to be insane. And I think you're going to see quite a lot of casualties throughout this year. Hold on, there's a debate now about vacuum versus standard units. Mark Hickok saying, take more time than that to build equipment for 10% of the market. Just hope you're approaching retirement age in the spacer bar world. I went to Land Glass in China, had the deal. Ian Duckworth, vacuum glass at £275 a square metre. Most IGU companies struggle to get 50p square metre increase. That's a bit extreme, Ian. I know what you're saying. I know what your point is. I think there's some slight exaggeration in that. Window trade would want £1,000 a square metre for vacuum. That's not... No. I think, Mark, I appreciate you sell spacer bars and you don't want to see vacuum insulated glazing, but that's a little bit off the mark, I think, because that's not some of the prices I've seen, put it that way. But here's the thing. VIG will become more popular over time, and as with most things, when there's more of it and it's easier to produce and more people are buying it, the price in theory does come down. So it will become a more viable option. And I've said this before, if the from an ecologically purist point, less is more, that's the argument. Is it not something we should be looking more at? So there we go. I appreciate people who make spacer bars will not have the same point of view. I get that, but that's just my opinion. So make of that what you will. So, no more comments on Facebook. That's fine. So there we go. Do
you want my joke now so we can rate them?
Go on then. Go on.
No, you tell yours first, just because
that's the only one I had.
Yeah, say it again though, because people might have missed it. So this is Jason's joke of the night.
How does a penguin build its house? He glues it together. Igloo. And I know they don't live in igloos, Fradders. I know.
Well, that's Jason's, right. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Tank.
Tanku.
You're welcome.
Mine's better. Mine is better.
You get it? Tanku.
Fradders is saying, okay, it's the debate's raging on here. We've hit a nice sweet point here. Go on, sorry, go on, Lee.
Yeah, let's get back to vacuum glass.
No, yeah, so Fradders is saying sub 200. So Fradders, to be saying that, he must be getting a genuine price from somewhere. He must be looking into it. He's saying sub £200 a square metre at the minute. Won't be long before it's good. By triple. So similar price to triple, I think he's saying. Marky Cox. Sorry guys, I've been to most vacuum glass producers for us to sell it. Ah, that's interesting. So spacer bar companies are looking at selling it. Diversification. Very good. So the debate is now whether Fradders or Marks. Oh, what's this? I have quoted for the production line. Maybe we offer at £300 a square metre local delivery. I mean, some will take it. That. I mean, if Fradders, just if you don't mind saying, do you know? I mean, all right, you might want to tell me privately. You might not want to say, but who are you getting that £200 price from? Because that's the best I've seen for VIG at the minute. But if Mark works for Thermosil, spacer bars want to be looking at this because obviously, if the market does go in a very different way in the next 5 to 10 years, spacer bar companies, they can't just give up. They need to look at diversification. So getting into VIG will be a good idea for them. Just do both. Do everything, and then you cover everybody's bases, don't you? Yes, Mark is right. All are imported at present. At present.
All right. Keeping on the terms of diversification. Installers. Will you look at selling products out on the periphery of the glazing industry? Energy efficient products, maybe even security products.
So stuff.
I know this is a bit of an out there one, but I mean, like garden products. I think that we're Eve Windows that have got hot tubs that are in their showroom and stuff like that.
I think so, yeah. And they've started to sell the Eurocells Cube as well, I believe.
Yeah.
As well as
I'm interested because, like, when there is a lot of products that are close to what. If you're selling conservatories, why wouldn't you be selling garden products if you can?
That's going to be the argument, and it's something I covered in a post a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, with things changing, the economic circumstances are rapidly changing. spending is slowing down. There's fresh data out was this week showing consumer spending was right down from where it used to be. So it's obvious people are cutting back quickly on spending. So to Lee's point, you want to be looking at diversifying what you sell to open up new revenue streams.
I mean, obvious quick fixes are your stuff that you can add on through your portfolio of glazing products. It's like if you're gonna do doors at conservatories or sliding doors, then blinds, that sort of stuff. If you're gonna do doors, then add on extra value hardware sales and
mate, even conservatories and glazed extensions. You could be doing composite decking around them, for example. I think Callum works.
Kev's just said he sells fascias, garage doors, another example.
Yeah,
and I know a few companies that are doing both. They're in the glazing industry. They're doing garage doors. See that sort of stuff. Because this is just an outsider looking in from, because I'm not an installer. My background is sales and marketing. Now, if you want customers to come back to you, selling doors and windows, I would imagine, what's the general replacement life cycle? Is it 15, 20 years?
For the high
I know composite doors will be less.
Yeah.
Blinds will be less. But the general doors and windows, if you're wanting these customers to spend more with you, the periphery products, the security, the garage doors and the outdoor, the garden stuff, for me, that keeps them coming back. But it also gives you a chance of getting referrals off them if they're doing business with you over a few years.
Emma's made a point, and it's a valid point as well on Facebook. She goes, "When do you stop being a specialist though and jack of all trades?" And it's a fair point. I mean, to that point, Emma. So, at B&P, like every install, if they tell you the truth, they will tell you it's not as busy as it was last year, right? So, what we've done this year is to focus more at a demographic we've always done well with. So, the higher end client, the people who've got a lot of disposable cash, retired, sold a business, whatever. The type of people where 16 grand for a pivot door don't bother them. We focused a lot more on that, and we've done really well. But we focused specifically on products that sell well and that appeal to those clients. So there is an argument for being more specialist, but there is also an argument for what Lee's just said, and something I wrote about as well, about expanding more. So in times of a downturn, expanding more to offer more to more people. Widen your net.
I don't think it's just a downturn. I think I get where you're coming from, specialist, yeah. But if I was a customer and I knew that a glazing company had put me some folding sliding doors in with a nice set of blinds, maybe a composite door at the front, new set of windows, they're all nice, really good, and everyone would go, "Oh, that's lovely." And then I wanted some decking on the composite decking on the back, or I wanted security lights, or I wanted a garage door. I would be much happier as a customer using someone I'm already happy with.
Yeah.
Whether they're a specialist in glazing or not, to do the rest of the work.
Yeah, because you know them, you've got a relationship with them.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, as a consumer, looking from a consumer point of view, yes, I'd still respect that you're a specialist in that, but I would be looking and saying, you know what, if you've got any extra services, I would consider that over anyone else.
So we've got
if you've done a good job.
Yeah. So we've got some more comments. Callum's talking about cladding is a big one for porches and dormer windows. Yeah, cladding is very popular at the minute for that kind of stuff. Kev's got work until October. That's great. I think we're into September, Kev. Mark Hickok says, year to date, we're up 10% on last year. Now, Mark, we're also up 10% on last year. And this is going to be, and you'll have to tell me whether you've sold more product or it's the value of the product that's gone up. So the last BMBI, Builders Merchant Index, their figures came out this week for Q1 of this year compared to last year. And they also had a decent increase, but they worked out that most of it was down to value of contracts rather than number of contracts. And this is the same thing we've found at B&P. So I think in terms of number of contracts, we've sold less. But the value of the contracts this year are a lot higher. And you can put a lot of that down to price inflation. So we are actually, I think, 11% up on last year. But it's not down to 11% more customers. It's down more, inflation has got a lot to do with it. But like I say, we have taken a specific route with certain types of clients, but it's contract value rather than number of contracts is the reason for that. So figures are going to be a bit skewed this year because of that, I think. I think there's arguments to both sides. I think so at the end of the day, whatever works, whether it's widening your net and doing more or becoming more specialist, so long as the end result means you sell more, that's the end game, isn't it? Right, so I've got an Elvis juice, I've got a Planet Pale, I've got a Hazy Jane, or I've got a Punk IPA. You pick, Lee.
Yeah, that second one, whatever you said.
Planet Pale?
Yeah, that must be it.
Not sponsored. Just like the beer. Marky Cox. 1,000,000 meters more thermobar plus everything else. Okay, so they've sold more linear meters and the cost of product. So both factors playing a part there. Emma on Facebook. But I could be amazing at fenestration, but shit at decking.
Yeah, but I mean,
no. She goes on. So this is a problem. A builder can do a window, but can he fit it correctly and understand the product? I can install a window, but am I as good as Stephen? No. She's better.
I get that.
Because
Stephen
it's not my
made the
daily
same point
trade.
as
He
well.
installs. Does that make? Yeah, no, I totally get that, Emma. But I think Lee's point is
Stephen's made that point as well. It's very valid, but what's to stop people having partnerships with people?
Yeah, you'd find someone who's good at it.
You can sell it through them and take a percentage just by selling it as an add-on through your company. There's a lot of partnerships to be had in my opinion, if you're smart enough. Same with the security, with the with the lights and the burglar alarms and the garage doors, and you don't have to do it yourself, but you could offer that service through a partnership, and you get 20% of whatever the sale is or whatever.
Ducky on YouTube, hearing same comments more and more about getting harder and harder to get skilled staff. Hopefully, apprenticeship schemes will bear some fruit. Look, I'm going to be really blunt here, but nothing we're doing at the minute is going to make a difference. We are miles off where we need to be.
But this is again, and I don't want to harp on too much about this. On the lead up to Fenix at Telford, we've got a big conference area for the 3 days. This is going to be a big subject, but all the way leading up to the show, we're going to be doing more about this. You know what we think of the skills gap.
Yeah. Look, this is a chance. So at the Fenix platform, Lee, obviously, as we get closer to it, there's going to be more detail dropped, and Lee will talk more about that in the weeks and months to come. But there's going to be a genuinely large opportunity for companies to properly get involved and do a bit more than lip service, get involved, come up with ideas, work collaboratively together, set aside differences, and we all complain about the skills gap. We all know we're short of this and that and everybody else. So this industry needs to use the opportunities and platforms it gets given to actually try and make a difference. And as Lee
I would love to get a few hundred people, or even up to 1,000 people from colleges that are looking at going into trades to come to our conference area to listen to the people in our industry about why it's a good industry to come in, why it's good to come and come and work in the industry, what roles we've got, show them what we actually do. That it is a varied role that you can do pretty much anything from engineering to fitting to marketing, sales.
This is what I mean. It's so frustrating. I mean, this industry has got its reputation because of what it's done in the past. But again, I've written in the past, I think this year actually, this industry has all the ingredients, as Leah's just pointed out there. We have all the ingredients. And I mean this, and I genuinely mean this. We have all the ingredients as a sector to be one of the best. We have tech, we have trades, we have R&D, we have every possible modern job, a manufacturing job, marketing, video, tech, R&D. You could play about with 3D printers. You can go delivering in trucks if that's your thing. If you love making things, you got fabrication. If you love glass, you got a ton of IGU makers out there. If you love sales and people, that's your thing. Got tons of those. We've got every possible job role to become one of the best sectors in the entire economy in this country. And it's time we began to do ourselves as an industry some justice, because we shouldn't have the reputation we've got. We should be a much bigger industry. We're only £4.5 billion a year. Yet every house on the entire planet has what we sell. We should be massively more than that. Massively bigger than that.
Yeah.
Why? Think about it. And I go on this rant nearly every time we do this, Lee, but think about it. What we sell is in every building on planet Earth. Same in this country. Everything we do here is in every building in this country. Why is our sector only worth £4.5 billion? We've got all the ingredients for people to flock to this industry and grow it and make it bigger and make it amazing and make it massive. Just need to bloody do it.
Brad just says, who needs windows in the metaverse? Virtual windows. I'm gonna say, and Jason's had a play around with these. I've got some what they call them, Oculus glasses that I got myself for Christmas. So no one buys me a Christmas present, and I thought I'll buy myself something.
I buy you present. Ted,
So,
what's this? What's this?
So I got myself an Oculus, and the tech now is getting crazy. There's people actually buying virtual buildings and virtual property
For a lot of money.
for a lot of money. It's not even cheap.
There's still no reason for Spacer Bar though. Emma, so this is an interesting comment Emma's left on Facebook. My daughter wants to be an engineer, and the Commerlink owner offered her an apprenticeship, but she wasn't convinced as she thinks the aerospace industry can offer her more. Emma, let me talk to your daughter. Let's have a chat. Let me convince her to stay in our sector. Aerospace has got loads of people. Elon Musk's flooding that space with spaceships and planes and all sorts of other shit he's got going on. Aerospace does not need any more people. We need more people. I will talk with your daughter. Sorry, I don't know her name, Emma, but I will talk with your daughter and I will tell her my experience. I'm only 33, so that should be half relatable. And tell her what a good time this sector is if you can get with the right people and the right businesses. So there we go.
Whatever you do, don't talk to her about economy. You'll never want to work in industry ever again.
You laugh, but our industry's got a vital role here. So whilst everybody's energy, we've got the greatest USP going. Windows and doors save energy. Good windows and doors save energy. We have a vital role to play. As long as people can afford to buy the windows. So hold on. Frad is a mark and navigating a conversation here. Where did Frad start? Oh yeah, no reason for spacer bar. Marky Cox, yep, or fabricators, or profile houses. You think they still have cowboy builders in the metaverse? Yeah. Yeah, shit developers who reckon they can make you stuff will then leave you with a wonky house and a shit roof and a crap garden and and you've paid them 40,000 Bitcoin. The PVC I've seen... Oh, Callum. The PVC I've seen in the... Callum's been misusing his Oculus. The PVC I've seen in the metaverse has a naff all to do with Windows.
Oh dear. I tell you what, all joking aside, the entertainment industry will be revamped by that world. I can basically go and watch a concert now and it's only just started. But I was watching Snoop Dogg.
I was watching a football match with you when I came round to your house.
You can watch football now. Who else did I watch? Billie Eilish. A few. I've watched a few now. Concerts, proper concerts.
So when I went to Leeds, I put on the Oculus and there was a live game going on, and it's a very, very cool experience. You sat there with your headset on, and you feel like so they've got a camera placed in the ground. Was it a Leicester game? I think we were watching. I think so. We're at the Leicester City Stadium, I think.
Yeah, Arsenal, I think, were playing them, something like that.
And they've got. Did you say they've got a camera set up in one of the higher parts of one of the stands?
They've got them all, but you can have different views. Yeah. So you can have I don't know.
Sky Sports are doing a trial with it. That's what they're doing with it.
Yeah, it's at very early stages at the moment. It'll get better and better, but they'll have them they'll have them actually at the grounds eventually. They'll be plugged into seats, I reckon.
Yeah.
At bigger grounds.
But what a great way! What a great way! I mean, clubs might. I don't know if they want to do it for free, but they could charge £1 or £2 a game. And what a great way for football clubs to expand their audience. Fantastic way. Kev, the metaverse, I know it doesn't seem like it right now. I promise you it is going to change very many things.
Maybe not for our generation, but the younger generation, certainly.
Yeah. The ones growing up used to, there's people who wear VR headsets every day now. There's a lot of people. There's millions of kids around the world.
Kev, you would love the nature programs and plant like the gardening stuff on there. There's like plant life programs, watching life cycles of plants going through cycles. Honestly, it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
But the thing is you've got to establish in your mind that for a large generation of people, half my age, they're growing up where... See, me and Lee are kind of the transition generations where we didn't have all this stuff and then we've grown up with it and we're kind of getting used to it and understanding what it is, what it does, what it can do. The generation...
I woke up and I couldn't sleep one night and I thought, I'll see what programs are on. I'll have a look, and the worst idea I've ever had because I couldn't sleep after. But I put them on, and I ended up watching a virtual reality thing, like a video, and it was about palm oil. And I'll tell you what, it was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Fradders is on form tonight, but you've got to try and get in your mind that there's a large portion of kids who are growing up in a very digital world where all their communication is digital, where all their entertainment is digital in gaming, where job opportunities and work is all digital. So when they put this headset on, you are disconnecting from this world and going into that world, but you're having tangible interactions and conversations and experiences just in a different realm. It's just not it's not a physical realm, it's just a digital realm. But people are, having genuine conversations, making genuine transactions, having genuine experiences, having whether it's gaming, whether it's building stuff, whether it's talking, whether it's like, watching football, for example. You can watch a live football game in the metaverse. You don't have to be at the football stadium.
UFC, I've watched UFC on there.
Yeah.
Like I'm in crowd.
You don't have to... Kev, I know what I totally get what you're saying. The TV show stuff, and then I'm busy working, visiting. Totally get that. Yeah, doing real things. But where you see those as real things, the people growing up in a VR world also see those as real things. They see that as real, whereas you see what you see as real. There's no point arguing with it, because that's the world they're living in. That's the world that will become. That's the world that will replace large elements of this one. Whether you think it's right or not, it's happening. Emma on Facebook, our 12-year-old daughter is into gaming and everything tech. 12 years old. That's the world she'll grow up in. She will grow up with VR headsets and screens and talking to millions of people around the world and spending money with them, building things and adding value to those things they build. Like, I know, Kev, but, you know, if you're Bradford City, for example, and you've only got 25,000 seats, but there might be 200,000 fans around the world, what a great way, if they've got access to headsets, to stick it on their head and feel like they're part of the game. What a great way to include thousands of fans in other parts of the world who can't go to Valley Parade. And this is the thing, if you can find good ways to connect both worlds, and that's a good way for me.
What's on at the moment? I've just opened my Oculus app. Foo Fighters are live in concert.
Live, or a rerun of a live, because Taylor Hawkins has died, remember?
Well,
the drummer.
It's live as in it's playing live.
Right, it'll be, but before, it'll be a rerun. But okay, I get what you're saying.
Always, there's 5,772 people watching that now.
How many?
5,772.
So nearly 6,000 people.
Yeah.
Watching a rerun live. Rolling Stones will never give up with VR. There's a lot. See, this is a lot of VR. See, music's another good one. So Lee's it on Eddie as well. So, for example, we don't have one, but Soph was meant to go see My Chemical Romance, but with having Rose and logistic, it just didn't happen. She was gutted. She missed it. Had there been the facility to maybe pay £5, but you could put this headset on and watch the gig there. So, you know, they could have had a camera. I think it was MK Don Stadium. If they'd have set up a live camera, a VR camera in the stadium, Soph could have sat there, watched her band from the comfort of being here, felt the experience, been part of it, seeing it live, and not being able to miss out. Bands all around the world would be able to tap into that, grow their fan base.
They have club nights and everything now. People treat it as a virtual club. They actually, the virtual club nights are really popular on Oculus.
Emma's just saying here, so this is a 12-year-old daughter saying they have virtual sleepovers. This is it. This is the thing. It might sound weird, but to them it's not. Virtual sleepovers is a thing for them. That's just how the world's going to be. Sell out as a rip-off. I don't think we're going to convince Kev here. Somehow, I don't think we're going to convince him.
Kev, do you know what though, pal? We've been talking about this. You're getting an invite up to... We're having a night out soon in Yorkshire. So you've got to bring your guitar, Kev. That's the only stipulation. I think that's a fair deal, but you're invited.
We need Kev on again soon. The last time he were on, he serenaded us out with Supply Chain Blues. That's what he called it.
That was it, Supply Chain Blues.
Melody VR started music, then they merged with Napster. Wow. See, Mark gets it. Mark's on it. Bedtime Zoom. Ian Duckworth. I predict this summer's craze will be people choosing a mega glass, a mega pint of wine. Oh, man. Do we dare go down that one? I think this is Callum, I think there's major scope. Mobile gaming moved to remote playing when lockdown happened. For me and many like me with kids and busy lives, it works. Kev says I can't play or sing. You bloody well can, Kev. Don't do yourself down. Callum's right though. I mean, lockdown probably sped up the process times 10.
Well, meta meetings are happening
Yeah, they are.
They're happening on Oculus already.
And it's weird because, like I say, I've had Lee's Oculus on and I've experienced it, and it's so weird. You turn around and other people, all right, they don't, the digital people, but you can talk to them, you can reach out to them, you can actually talk to them. So these meta meetings, I mean, probably not within the next year or two, but maybe in 10 years' time, if you're a big global business or, big, you don't know, you might be Vika, where, you've got reps in Scotland, England, Wales, Northern Ireland. Instead of, because let's face it, in 10 years, travelling will be even more expensive. Stick your headset on, see everybody properly, have a proper meeting, and it's not just doing it over Zoom, it's taking, the engagement to another level.
Kev, what it'll be when you bring a guitar, mate, it's going to be acoustic karaoke.
Lean karaoke.
You don't like it. You're selfish with stuff like that. You don't like to sing. So what? Go and sit over there. Go on, go and have a cry.
I'm sure you were born in South Korea.
Well, it's because you don't like it. There's plenty of people who do.
There's plenty of people who don't.
Karaoke.
Fradders,
Gymshark. One day.
Fradders is saying Gymshark had metaverse meetings. Yeah, I think they did. Gymshark, by the way, is a very good example of a company that embraced tech. And didn't the owner sell it for like $2 or $3 billion? Here we go, Emma on Facebook. Reynars, this is interesting. Reynars already sell their products using VR in Belgium. They show you the room and the product working it. Not seen it here yet though. I've got to say, Emma, that's because certain countries in Europe are a bit more forward thinking than ours. And our industry needs to look at countries just across the water and see how others are doing it.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I thought you said Maynards. I was getting excited about talking about wine gums.
No, Reynars. But it's true though. There's the European countries. I've got to say, some of them are more forward thinking, and this industry needs a new group of leaders, a new group of thinkers, a new group of young, dynamic people who are prepared to try something different. Not the same old stuff that people are getting bored about. Belgium, Reynars are showing people in VR their products, and it must be proving popular. Because Emma says they've been doing it since 2018.
I don't know about this this trend of mega pints and mega glasses of wine.
Really? Do you not know? Have you not been watching?
Well, I've caught the back end of that, but what about mega pints of Kev's cider? I'll have a bit of that.
Catch up on TikTok. Some of the
cider was very good.
The Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Emma's saying, so this is her review of the VR at Reynars. It was really good. We could see the structure and how it works. This is the thing. I mean, Emma has obviously used that service and she's come away, and I assume with the comments, she feels more educated and more enthusiastic about the product because she's been able to see it.
The biggest use for VR and AR is going to be education. The company we work with in America and Canada, I wish people would have a look at it, because the companies that we're dealing with could do some ridiculously clever stuff.
There are a few. So I mean, Ultian, Brisant with Ultian, they've done some really good AR stuff with their cylinders where you can break it down and see all the minute, tiny working parts. You can break the whole cylinder apart, zoom in, look around it, see what's going on.
It's even like software that they write with the glasses that you can have maintenance engineers that, if they're fixing a machine that they've never fixed before, rather than it could take them 5 hours if they put it manual down. They've got to while it's on the rise, they're doing it and they're going and they're not having and it's in front of them. Right, I've got to do this, got to do that. It could cut job down. If you're looking at your factories, and I'm not saying this industry, it could be any industry. Your machine's down, it goes down for 6 hours and it takes them 6 hours to repair. How much business have you lost? How much product have you lost? If that software, that educational program on your glasses cuts it down by even an hour or 4 hours or half the time, the production
time saved, money saved.
Huge, it's massive.
Lee, you've seen the My Dog Stepped on a Bee meme, haven't you?
Yes. There's a new one. There's another one that she's done that they've started doing similar. And I can't remember what it was.
Steve A. McDermott's My Dog Stepped on a Bee. My window had no trickle venti. My God. Have you seen some of the lies that she's been spinning?
I don't pay attention to celebrity gossip stuff.
What a joke. No, I've got to feel... I mean, look, it's... I know the jury's got to decide, and that's democracy in action. But, I think if you've kept up to date with Callum William, my new comp door is Duckbag Bluey. Yes. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think the result. I think if it goes the way everyone expects and she's found guilty, will Johnny Depp get his career back though? I read an article the other day that even if he's exonerated, he ain't going to come back for Pirates 6. Which I think will be unfair, because I think if he's been found not guilty and he's been exonerated...
Let's be honest, right? Nothing against Johnny Depp or whatever, but that can't be a bad thing. I've not watched Pirates of the Caribbean 1, but if you get into 6 films, I'm not being funny. This is just a fact. Anything past a trilogy is already not worth watching.
Yeah, but Pirates of the Caribbean...
In any genre of film, don't care. You're dragging the bottom of the ocean for ideas.
Well, it must work for Disney because the last Pirates 5 made $800 million. Callum Williams, I love my brand new conservatory. Lee will be gutted when there's no triple glaze. Yeah. Yeah, boy.
Well done to all our viewers who are NFA nominees.
No.
You can have that one.
That was bad. Callum Williams. It has a 6-meter bifold door. Marvel is just ridiculous, no story. Yes. Best
I was saying
podcast.
Jason earlier. For some reason, last night it got late on, and I was thinking of going to bed, and I weren't tired enough, so I put the Batman film on with Joaquin Phoenix, and I can't believe I don't watch them. I don't watch Marvel. I don't watch
Joaquin Phoenix. So that'd be the Joker.
Yeah. And I don't watch Marvel. I don't watch DC stuff. I didn't realise how dark all these films really are. They're really dark.
Some of the Joker stuff in the comics, because obviously, DC and Marvel, the redo.
But I thought they were all supposed to be quite, superhero, it's exciting. It's dark as anything else.
Well,
I've watched both. I've watched about 3 now, and I haven't seen one that isn't dark yet. Including Marvel.
So on the Marvel side, you've got they can go dark. So people, for anyone who's watched The Punisher, I think that's rated 18. If you watch that series, Oh yeah, Ray Liotta. We'll talk
Good
about
to-
that in a minute. We'll move on to that in a minute. But yeah, the Punisher, mate, is incredibly violent and dark. Some of the Joker stuff again is incredibly violent and dark. Even Daredevil stuff. So if you watched Luke Cage, Daredevil, The Punisher on Netflix before they all moved over to Disney Plus, a lot of that stuff were quite dark. And yeah, the Joker is as well. And there's bits of Batman which can go a bit, that can get a bit, it can get a bit moody as well. But yeah, that is great though. Yeah, Ray Liotta.
Love that. I love Goodfellas.
67.
I know people say it's quite young still, but is it really? I know it's not that young.
Yeah, but if
I didn't realise you were that. You see, this is how old we're getting. I didn't realise you were that old.
if he's lived a Hollywood lifestyle and he's done a bit of partying, when I mean a bit, I mean a lot, but 67. He didn't look 67 though in the pictures that published when he died. Weren't there two others though as well? I think so. Ray Liotta died, and then someone from Depeche Mode died. Was it one of the original founders, the keyboardist? He died.
Depeche Mode did. To be honest, I've not really kept an eye on.
Yeah, but three really big names have gone this week. It's not good. McDermott Windows, love the Punisher. Punisher were good. Frank Castle, what a character. Callum Williams, watched the most recent Venom last week. Okay, but first was better. I thought both were as good as each other. The Venom films are good, I think, Callum. I just don't think they are. See, Sony produces them, not Marvel on its own. I think the stuff Marvel does on its own is better. Emma on Facebook. My 5-year-old wants to be a firefighter or Hulk. She's swayed
always
to
be Hulk.
You what?
Always be Hulk.
She's swayed to the villains of late. Goblin and Venom costume on order for her birthday. Venom's a cool character. Got to say, Venom is a cool character, and Tom Hardy does a good job of doing Venom. Wolverine.
Not really utter. For how good an actor I thought he were, he weren't in that many good films.
You didn't need to be. After
Field of Dreams, he were in that. He were in Goodfellas. He were in, I think, in a couple of comedies, weren't he, in early 2000s as well, I think.
Can you explain to me, Lee, the collars that were worn in the Goodfellas?
The what?
The collars on the shirts. In that famous scene where he's laughing and then it gets awkward. If someone's watching online, you'll have seen it. So the Goodfellas scene with Ray Liotta and all the others, they're laughing and joking, then it turns awkward. What the hell are those collars? There's absolutely no room for a tie. Looks totally weird. Anyway, that was my observation.
Most disappointing film, and he were in this, that I was really looking forward to. You know, when you really think, I really want to watch that. And Ray Liotta were in it recently. Many Saints of Newark.
Never watched that.
It was the eventual spin-off of Sopranos.
Oh, okay.
And it was terrible.
Absolutely
terrible. Like I couldn't. Like I just. What a waste of time. There's so much opportunity. The kid, obviously, Tony Soprano. What they I forget his real name. James Gandolfini.
That's James Gandolfini. Yes, yeah.
His son's in it. His son is a spit. He'll look like him when he's a bit older. He'll look great like him. But yeah, very disappointed. I mean, I don't. You see, I had some hope for it because it's not like I don't like remakes of stuff because I think most of the time they make a mess of a remake. But that word, like a spin-off, it had never been done before, and I thought, you know what? They'll absolutely nail this, and it was terrible. The only good remake I can remember watching, talking about remakes, is It. Stephen King's horror
Yeah,
film.
you liked the It films, didn't you?
I think that is possibly the best remake. It was better than the original.
I mean,
I don't like remakes.
Just going back to dark sides to DC and Marvel. Wolverine. Mark mentions. Did you? You might not have watched it, but Wolverine, the last Wolverine, was an 18, I believe. There was some serious language, serious swearing, and very graphic sort of beheading. It was the most, at the time, I believe, the most adult rated. Right, I will get a new sign for the next bloody video, people. Right, okay? I will redo the sign. When I bought it for exhibitions and awards because people will look at it like this. Did not take into account the camera turns everything round. I will buy a new one. But yeah, so the last Wolverine one, that were really, really violent and bloody. Kevin Hearn, Marvel's superhero stuff is 90 minutes of ridiculous fight scenes and 10 minutes of crap flimsy story. Oh, Kev, it's
They are both good,
escapism.
Alan. They are both good, but I think the remake's better. I'll tell you another one that's been remade, but it's a TV series, and it's another Stephen King one, and again, cracking job on it. The Stand. You'll probably not seen either. The Stand originally were really good, but the remake they absolutely nailed that as well.
Kev, Mark, it's not. No, actually, I'm going to disagree with Kev. I think if you watch the Marvel Universe from the beginning of the films, so I've got the box set, so they're doing them in they're up to 4 phases now. But if you watch the original stuff, the original films were the Hulk with Edward Norton, before Mark Ruffalo took over, Iron Man, and Thor. They were the original Marvel films. And if you watch them from the beginning and appreciate, obviously it's not real, and you got to, they try and make it relatable, but it's not real. But they're actually, the storytelling, the quality of the storytelling, I believe, is quite good and gets better as the films go on.
I agree with Kev.
You're wrong. So the story, and this is what DC gets wrong, because people complain about DC films not being as good as Marvel films because the quality of the storytelling isn't as good as Marvel. But if you follow the characters and you follow the development arc of the characters through the films and the quality of the storytelling, I don't mind, and there's reaction videos on YouTube to all this stuff, but I've watched Marvel when I was a kid and grown up with it. I cried when Tony Stark died. That's how good the storytelling is of those films.
Storytelling, it's not quite the same level as, some of the Scorsese films, is it? And
no, but they're one-offs. What you've got with Marvel is a different platform of film. With the Marvel film, they're all interconnected and they've all got in different story arcs, but interlinked with each other. Especially the Iron Man and Thor stuff, where there's quite a lot of films. There's 3 Thor films now. I think there's 3 Iron Man films, and they're all in all sorts of stuff. But if you ask someone who's in the late 20s, early 30s, who grew up with the development of those characters, watching Tony Stark die was hard to watch.
I think some of the storylines were made by kids playing with all the figures. Set it up as it went along. You can't.
Honestly, it proper hit me hard when Tony Stark. So I've cried for 20 minutes. Didn't help she was pregnant. She was hormonal. But she cried for 20 minutes. No, probably an hour in car. We couldn't even drive till she calmed down. Kev, how
what I'd like to... which... Okay, here's a question to people who are still here. Another 15 minutes, mate, and I think we'll call it a night, by
Yes,
the way.
yes.
I'm tired today. What film or series would you most like to see remade?
Ooh.
I've got two. I'm going to say Scarface,
Mm.
and the second one I'm going to say, this is a tough one because I've got two or three that I want to say on this one. I'm going to say Scarface, and I would like to see Predator remade.
Predator's remade every year, mate. That's why you've got like 15 bloody
No,
sequels.
I mean the original Predator.
Mark says Captain Scarlet. Fradders Carry On. Bloody hell, you couldn't make Carry On films now. You won't be able to make them. The Carry On films.
Maybe the other one I was considering was The Godfather.
Emma's on Facebook saying gone in 60 seconds. Yeah, good shout that, Emma. Goonies as well, she's saying.
Goonies. Love Goonies.
Kevin Ahern, what you've got with Marvel is the studio milking its fans. Oh, come on. Kev, it's escapism, pal. Let them have a bit of fun. Let them have their fun.
Again, I agree with Kev.
Fradders. See, Blade. Did you like Blade, the original Blade, with what's his name in it?
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Never really, at that point, when I was that age, I never really watched it. It's vampirish in it. It weren't for me.
Do you realise that's a Marvel film?
Well, probably why I didn't. Marvel films have never. No, honestly, you know it, and it's never floated my boat.
But this was before the Marvel thing became a thing. Marvel, so Blade's a comic book character. Marvel, in the Marvel.
Fradder's Human Centipede.
Oh, God.
That is a trilogy not to be forgotten. Human Centipede.
Who the comes up with that idea?
Oh.
Who the fuck comes up with that idea?
Human Centipede.
Marky Cox Blade 1 is awesome. So they're actually, speaking of remakes and Marvel, Lee, they are remaking Blade, and it's going. You won't like it though because it's going to be weaved into the Marvel universe.
I were making a silly noise there because I thought another one, Lost Boys, to be remade.
So would you go watch the Blade remake when it comes out?
I have considered watching Blade, the original, so I'd like to watch Blade first to see if I would consider it.
So Blade.
I did used to like watching Wesley Snipes in films, to be fair.
Emma on Facebook, Human Centipede. I've never watched it, but Stephen told me about it, so it's a no from me. God, I nearly said something else then, but I won't.
Very strange.
I'll tell you privately. But no, there was a mention of, so there's a link to Blade. So in the Marvel's Eternal movie, there's a character which becomes obvious at the end of the film called the Black Knight, and the Black Knight has connections to Blade in the comic books, and Blade is being remade. So there you go. Didn't Blade save Marvel? Yeah, Fradders, I think when Marvel were in trouble financially, Blade was one of the few films that actually made any money for them. But to make more money and to survive, they sold the rights of the characters to lots of different. So Sony got Spider-Man. Loads of other producers got rights to individual characters.
Okay. Here, let's extend this out. Let's say Lost Boys was being remade. Right? Who would make the cast from the glazing industry? That's a question to everybody. Who would you like to see from glazing industry?
Hold on, I'm going to have to Google
the new Lost
what
Boys.
the cast look like. Hold on. Okay, right. So, um,
All right, let's keep it nice.
I'm gonna
Who
say
out
I
of
don't know
our
what I can say
audience
without
would we cast?
insulting somebody.
Who out of our audience would we cast into Lost Boys film?
Who out of what? Sorry.
Out of our audience, this is be nice, our little circle here, the people who watch us, so we don't upset anyone.
Michael's been in a mood, so he can play. What's the guy with the curly mullet called? This guy here. Michael can play this guy. He looks a bit moody.
Oh, is that thing from Bill and Ted?
No, it's the Lost Boys.
I can't see it. I can't see who it is. Hold on. Yeah, it's him from Bill and Ted.
Okay. He looks a bit moody. Michael could play him. Who's playing the vampire-looking guy with the long black hair?
Don't know.
What about Blondie?
I'm still with this one. I don't think I picked best film.
And what about Blondie? Who's got a blonde mullet?
Blonde mullet. Don't know. Struggling here. I think we haven't picked best film. Have we?
Well, I didn't want to say. No, there we go. No, you picked a crap film there, mate. I don't know. So yeah. So Blade being remade. Edward Scissorhands. Hey, if Johnny Depp wins his trial, he could star in the remake of that. But
Who was Lawnmower Man? Was that Johnny Depp as well?
Edward Scissorhands was young Johnny Depp, yeah.
No, but Lawnmower Man, was that Johnny Depp?
I don't think so. Let's have a look. It was a TV series. No, it's not him. Pierce Brosnan. The hell's this guy? Who's that?
You.
I googled the Lawnmower Man and that's what came up. Anyway. Yes, that was Kiefer. Kev Kiefer. Ooh! I tell you what would be a funny remake. Airplane.
That is something you just couldn't touch.
Airplane and Airplane 2 are hilarious films.
You couldn't touch classics like that. Even I'll go as far as to say not as good as Airplane, but the spoof ones with Leslie Nielsen in
Yes.
what do you call them? Naked Guns.
That's it, Naked Gun, yeah. Airplane 1 and Airplane 2.
And then there were loads of spoofs around that time. Hot Shots.
Hot Shots, yeah. But the quality of the writing though in Airplane, that was something else. That is really fun. That is really, really funny. So
how's everyone getting on with the drinking? Is anyone drunk yet?
No, do you know I've only had 3 all night.
I'm going to say I've only been drinking water. I feel a bit left out today.
I've got stuff to do tomorrow. I won't go too much.
I agree with that, Kev. No, you can't remake Airplane. Never. Never in a month for Sundays.
I think we're veering in films that should be remade to just films that we like. Emma says National Lampoons.
Oh, I love Lampoons. Clark Griswold. That's what my mate calls
Emma's had
me.
5 Coronas, now she's on a cup of tea.
Griswold.
Kev, why remake Airplane? Just watch them again. Yeah, it's fair enough. That scene where the old lady goes up to the other passengers and starts speaking jive, and just it's just the subtleties of some stuff, and then it's just so funny. It's just so funny. Don't know, mate. It's nearly 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we're going to call it a night
It's
now.
nearly 10 o'clock. and you wonderful people.
I'm not as
stayed with us.
energetic tonight. I've not been on ball tonight. I'm going to be honest. I've had a long couple of weeks, and I'm really tired. So I would love to stop on a bit longer.
Well, I
But
will let you off.
before we do, we want the result. Whose was the best joke? Jason's penguin igloo joke, or my knock knock, you're welcome joke? We're not going until we've got a definitive answer. Votes.
Come on, he glued it together.
Come on, we've got to get a definitive winner on the jokes before we go. Then we're going to say good night. Jason's igloo penguin joke or Lee's knock knock, you're welcome joke. No one wants to vote for either of us.
Come on. Oh,
Nice to see you,
Steve, don't go before letting me win. Come on. Well, we'll call it a no-score draw then. But no, thank you guys. Appreciate that. Another good couple of hours, another live stream done. We will be 50-50 to be honest. That's a bloody politician's answer, Kev. Piss off and get a real answer. Fradders Barnsley. No, Callum's right. Fradders' Barnsley jokes were best. Agreed.
Yeah, but that's not the competition. It's mine or yours. This is a personal competition.
Oh, Emma on Facebook says she loves a penguin joke.
Emma. Oh, Emma. Disappointed.
Go on, Emma. And I mean it, Ellie. Emma, get Ellie. If she's
Emma, you can't even say your name right, and you've just voted for him.
No, listen. Shut up.
Come on, Emma.
I'll message you next week, Emma, and I'll have a chat with you all and Ellie and convince her aerospace is garbage compared to Fenestration. So, yeah, no, thank you to everybody who's watched us. Again, welcome on board to Bison and 23 Doors Online. There will be more to come in the next weeks.
Kev knows the score. Well done, Kev. Top man. I love Kev.
Go and enjoy your weekends. Have a wonderful, very long bank holiday for the Jubilee. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a long bank holiday. Go get your bunting up. Get your buns out. Have a good time. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time, I think, Lee.
Yes. By the way, there's a few of your NFA finalists. I know just in case you missed it earlier, we'd love to see you there. Get your tickets booked, honestly.
Yeah,
cracking.
now.
Best day in industry for the year. I'm telling you now. Get there.
Half have already gone.
Remember.
The 5th of November. Half have already gone.
Ain't no party like a Periscope NFA party.
That's very true. So, go and enjoy your weekend.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Pleasure as always.
Take care. Bye-bye.